it's all over. It is now.
Welcome to A View from the Stands podcast. This week we bring you the official A View from the Stands End of Season Awards. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy.
Hello. Welcome back to A View from the Stands podcast. This week, school's out for summer. We're out for the last podcast of the season, so it's time to celebrate the weird, the wonderful, the best year. Well, not the best year, really. I think that was being a bit too optimistic, but the strange year of football that we've just had. So we'll be looking back over the football. We'll be coming to our View from the Stands official awards, which is now confirmed as the best award you can get in football. I mean, we've got no physical trophies to give away, but it's just the pride of saying that you've won a View from the Stands award for some really obscure category, I imagine. But we'll move on. Thank you. Welcome, everyone, lads. Connor, you all right, mate?
Yes, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm liking the fact that you've dressed up and made an effort for the podcast.
Yeah, thanks. A velvet suit, I think. I don't know. It's velvet.
It is velvet.
Is it velvet?
Feels a bit like rough, so probably, yeah.
We're taking velvet.
Pure velvet suit. We're claiming it as a velvet suit. Harvey looking very much like a manager just at the start of the season. No,
just about to get sacked. Looks
like
colours all over the shop, and I'm, But I've
living
got
out of his car
for this special occasion. I've got the gin and lemonade out actually today, pink gin. So
we'll have to. We don't condone drinking as always on the podcast.
Of course not.
I've joined you, Harvey. I think with that.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Only two, I think. But...
Two poor selections there from you two.
Brilliant.
Is there anything I had in the fridge?
If I start slurring words in about the 54th minute, then you know it's game over.
It's only just gone to the second half at that point. Tom looking very, very smart with the tie on. You've gone for Villa colours, isn't it? To obviously celebrate this week's good.
Yeah, mate.
Good result.
Got to be in it, really. Oh, superb, mate. Wow. Who'd have thought that about 3-4 weeks ago? Certainly not me, anyway.
We'll get to the football in a sec. Alex, you all right, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Yourself?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. So we joined. Obviously, we've stayed the consistent squad this year. I think we've all made it to all podcasts, apart from Connor. You missed one, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I was in New York for one.
Oh yeah.
But we've been here in Birmingham, all over the country via Zoom. We've been here bringing you podcasts on the regular basis. So just a quick thank you to everyone who's listened to us this season, helped do this podcast. Really appreciate anyone who's got involved, anyone who's given feedback, tweeted to us. It's much appreciated. And yeah, we'll quickly look over the last
Sorry, can we just make sure that at the end of the podcast, no one joins the Zoom call because we want to do a lap of honour. So no one please join the Zoom call. We're doing a lap of honour. Thank you.
It's clap the fans on for the great results we've had in the podcast this season. Yeah, we'll start with the end of the season that obviously just happened a few days ago. I suppose we covered the end of the championship season last week. If you'd listened to the podcast, wasn't the best of news for Harvey, but I'm sure he's over it now, aren't you? Just about.
Yeah, I'm over it. I promise.
Not going to burst out into tears about it.
Just move on quick.
I suppose the main talking point we have to go over to is Tom, who Villa. I mean, I was going to call it the great escape, but it was the good escape, I'd say.
Yeah. Call it what you want, mate. We're Premier League.
So talk us through it. How was it?
Probably the most stressed I've ever been for an hour and a half in my entire life, I think. I think that's over there than the history A-level exam, to be honest. Yeah, I couldn't stand that. Couldn't stand watching it at all. It was awful. And it made it even worse because when Grealish scored, went absolutely balmy in the living room, going mad. And then literally a minute later, we conceded that ridiculous goal. And it was like, oh my God, surely not. What, Bournemouth score again. And we had to concede. The fine lines. It was all by one goal, wasn't it?
Obviously, very good. Obviously, considering going into lockdown, we'd spoken. It was kind of, you'd almost felt a bit dead and buried with some of the fixtures, and it just felt felt it wasn't going to be there. But I mean, you got to give credit to Dean Smith, who's done a very good job with, obviously, with all due respect, some players who probably weren't maybe good enough for the division. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. There's definitely been some below par performers. Mainly the new signings. I think a couple of them have come good since the restart. I think that little bit of extra time with the squad. I know I've said it already, but Douglas Luiz definitely one of the standout performers, I think, from the restart. Apparently, before the lockdown, he couldn't speak English. And then after lockdown, he came back and he could. And you can imagine what a difference that would make on the football pitch.
that was his lockdown project, wasn't it?
Yeah. Mate, just that little thing that makes a difference. I think that's make a big difference. But in terms of the whole team,
I thought he was pretty poor when that first half of the season before lockdown.
Yeah,
he was one of the worst players out there. I used to think he was dreadful when I've seen him play.
Apparently, he couldn't ask for the ball, could he, before lockdown?
No, not to me.
I don't know what you're saying, mate.
The only person passing the ball to him was Wesley, and he was from goal.
Oh my god! And then I suppose he came back from lockdown with a Brummie accent. He practiced. He knew all the lingo. He's there bossing everyone about on the training ground. Now it's good to be fair. And he made a big difference towards the end of the season.
Yeah, 100%. But got to give big credit to Dean Smith, I think, for turning it around. After I know probably it was just like the last 4 games, though, really, out of the season that just shored it up defensively. I think we conceded the least shots on goal or something in the whole league in the last 4 games. No, it's like a stupid stat, but it does make a difference because we had the worst defensive record in the league, and then to just change it like that, must have been a lot of work on the training ground with Dean Smith and John Terry, and I think Konza and Mings are superb in the last few games, so full credit to them.
And then obviously, I think the big question now is this summer, what's going to happen? Do you keep Grealish now?
Well, it's funny because on the last podcast, after the Arsenal game, I was saying I think he's gone.
Yeah.
Because his post-match interview, that's how it seems. But I don't know, since Sunday, everything I've been reading and hearing from the club, he's not for sale, and it's going to take a lot of money for him to go. So I don't know.
It'll be a big advantage going into next season if you keep him, especially. And then if you can add a few more players in, maybe you'll look to get more steady in the table, which would be good. I suppose the other...
I think that's what the club will have to be telling him. I think you'll have the chief executive, probably Dean Smith, saying, we're going to try and build a much better squad around you next season if you stick around and all that. So who knows?
Be interesting to see. I mean, the other big thing we had on Sunday was the top 4 battle. Connell, your Wolves weren't quite involved in it. The unbeaten end to the season didn't quite go to plan.
No, unfortunately not. It was a poor performance, to be fair. I mean, it was never a free kick for the first one, but nothing you can do to stop it. It was a top quality free kick by Mount. And then second goal was just a bit too easy, really, but I don't know. Hopefully we'll get going again, but with the Europa coming up as well, we'll see what happens. But
when's that start for? Is it 7th August?
6th, I think. Yeah, 6th.
Did you finish?
When's Champions League start?
Not sure. But
not sure if you finished 6th, but not sure when the Champions League starts.
Yeah, 2 questions at once.
Yeah, I don't know when the Champions League starts, and we did finish 7th.
Cheers.
See, I think that's quite poor. I think. I think you'd be disappointed with that, surely.
Well,
they I don't think they were expected to be top 6. Like at the start of the season, top 6 they would have snatched your hand off for top 6.
But I think when you've got Arsenal sitting below them, I think that's a big chance for Wolves this season to get up there. And
I think we're disappointed because Tottenham finished above us, and I think they had a poor season for Tottenham standards. So for them to finish above us is a bit annoying, really. But I think if you told us we'd beat this last season's points, we'd concede less, we'd score more, you'd probably, and we get to the quarterfinals of the Europa, I think we'd take it. But I get where your point is. Yeah.
I suppose it's just looking from the outside. You see Wolves finish 7th, and you think, I thought they was better than that this season, but no, fair play.
It is strange because if you looked over the whole season, you'd probably say Wolves have seen from the outside as probably been a better side than someone like Leicester, and they come a long way away from Leicester, don't they? If I said man for man which side I'd prefer to have, I'd think I'd take that Wolves side any day of the week over the Leicester side.
Yeah,
and even though Leicester have dropped off,
it was annoying because if you look at the 2 games against Leicester, we technically beat them twice. The first one was handball, but the second offside. The second
beat them twice.
Wait, no. What were the actual results then? Tell us what the actual results were.
Well, it was 0-0 on both.
Right, okay, so you did not technically beat them twice.
No, but if you look at it, if you look at the games individually,
Jesus.
The Willy Bolly one was handball. Yes, okay, that was fine. But the offside, that was not offside.
Still offside.
Not offside.
It was offside. His toe was offside.
It wasn't offside at all.
Can we have a conversation about this actually, right? So teams
that
at
was
the end
another
of the
3
season,
points.
This thing when people keep looking back at like individual decisions in games and trying to claim it completely, like say the Bournemouth one, right? Was it Sheffield United against Villa? Right, that decision, awful decision, but the game completely changes then. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry, Tom's making me laugh in the corner. I'm actually crying at it.
I don't know. Nothing you can do about it now. But
Bournemouth want to sue them, don't they?
Yeah.
But they lost 22 other games, so therefore,
this is what I mean. Like, when people are trying to claim technicality results and they drew two games and then claim that like 2 results could have changed their season over 2 decisions.
We technically won both games.
We did, technically.
You didn't. You drew 0-0 both times. I'm crying. I'm absolutely crying.
Joke.
To be fair, that Sheffield United goal, I mean, it's not like a controversial VAR. It should have been a goal, shouldn't it? It's not
the actual decision's awful. But what I'm saying is, it happens just before half time, right?
Yeah.
So then that completely changes the game. You never know. That could spur Villa on, and Villa could have won that game 2-1 off that result when it was a draw. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it could all change.
When people,
that's what would have happened.
You'd say that.
That's what would have happened. Yeah.
You know what, unless it's like, say, your last minute, literally like in the 94th minute, you have a dodgy VAR call goes against you, and you say, right, we would have picked up 3 points. If you're talking like midway through a game, a decision changes the game, you can't go cut and dry. Sheffield United win that game 1-0 because all right, they might have, but you don't know that, do you? Like, and then
what's
people
weird
claiming
about
this.
Sheffield United aren't even asked about it, are they? But
No.
Really like Sheffield United, all right, you know. Yeah.
You should have the goal. We move on.
Sheffield United should have got that goal.
No, it's crazy, really. And I mean, yeah. So good. I suppose everyone's team.
I'm happy with the teams that have gone down. Like, I like Bournemouth to go down. Watford as well. 2 away days again. Happy days. Very close to me if I'm in Southampton. It's a win-win.
I think for the Premier League, and I think losing Bournemouth, Watford, and Norwich is no real loss.
No.
Is that unfair?
No, not at all. Really.
Leeds as well.
I like Bournemouth and the way they played probably the last 2 years, and I like Eddie Howe, but I'd rather have Leeds or Forest.
You can't have 10,000 fans in a Premier League stadium.
I do think though Bournemouth they were seen as a little club, but really they were spending millions.
Yeah.
They had a team and they didn't do anything with it. It was Eddie Howe wasn't great come last season.
That's the thing I'm happy about. It stops the clamouring for Eddie Howe to get these top jobs that, although he's done a good job at Bournemouth, he doesn't deserve. It's only because he's English that he gets linked with these top jobs. So at least that probably ends now.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just good. I mean,
their problem, awful backline and goalkeeper. I think midfield and forwards, decent, probably mid-table.
I don't think that goalkeeper's that bad, at Bournemouth. Right. I rate him. I don't think it's that bad, I think that some of the defenders are not great, but I think the goalkeeper looks good most times I see him play, to be fair.
I think Bournemouth was scared to move on from their likes of Cooks, their Francis's, their Andrew Sermons, which probably killed them at the end of the day. Because
there's that over loyalty to players, sentimentality in football, just keeping them because they got them there.
I looked at their back four for the one game. I think it was a Stacey, Cook, Kelly, and Smith, maybe.
That's championship.
Yeah, that's something.
At its very best.
So It says it all, I suppose, really.
Mm.
But then again, Aki's a good player, but
Aki's a very good player.
He'll be gone, won't he? So City,
hopefully to us.
That Mepham, he'll be good in the Championship next season.
Yeah, he should be good. Yeah, but
I think they'll probably come straight back up.
Solanke could benefit from going to the Championship, having a season, scoring goals. You'd think.
Yes, it's level, to be fair.
And Surridge as well.
Yeah, they got Brooks. Brooks is a great player as well on his day, especially in the Championship. They got a few good Championship players. Shame we don't have Premier League players, really, wasn't it? But
there you go. All right, we'll move on from the football then. And obviously, if you've been listening to us during the season, we'll be keeping you updated with the fantasy league.
Oh, this is another joke as well. It's another technicality. I'm not happy with this.
Get the Wenger bus on.
I don't know who's more annoyed about it. Connor lost on a technicality, but I've led like the last 6 games.
Yeah, you should be more
and then
annoyed.
lost it. No, but I didn't lose on like a technicality that no one had heard.
I never heard those rules. No.
So for those, what happened is it went down to the last day of the season after a whole hard season. I would say it was pretty close between everyone, really, for a whole season. 5 of us. What was it? About 40, 50 points between us all.
Yeah, something like that.
I think
which is like I mean, if it goes on for another 2-3 game weeks, that could have all been changed again. But in the end, Tom Hartley was the fantasy football champion of the year. Now listen to this, people. He won on the rule of, which I can't even remember now. He made less transfers.
Less transfers in the season. That doesn't include wild card or free hit, I don't think.
Oh right, so he'd had less transfers than what Connor had. They drew on points. I came 3 points behind him, I believe, which is really irritating. But, I didn't lose on technicality.
Do you know what that was probably down to? With Tom with less transfers, he probably forgot to do it one week and he didn't make a transfer. He did it every week.
That's the mate. Saturday morning, you wake up, oh, God, don't even think about fantasy football today. Come the evening, I didn't even make a transfer, and that's probably what's won it for me.
Exactly. Don't make transfers. Stick with your team. Even if they got
I think the big loser of the fantasy league had to be Alex, who was leading for so long. Yeah.
Cruise control.
Cruise control.
I think he was catching me at one point as well. I never saw that.
Well, the thing is, we had some young players in, and we'll look at the season anyway. Like it's a rebuilding process, but I took De Bruyne off for Sterling because I thought,
yeah, that was risky.
Well, then,
there was a big dilemma with that last City game because it was Silva's last game.
Exactly.
I didn't know whether De Bruyne was going to start,
really
Silva was going to start. They started them all, didn't they? And Foden, Silva, but I didn't know whether they were going to take Silva off and all that. But it was a sticky one, wasn't it? Really, to get your head around.
You got to.
So that leads. I think that leads us to our first awards of the View from the Stands award show, and it goes to Tom Hartley for the fantasy football champion of not the world, not the country.
Well done.
Not even the area, just the View from the Stands podcast. So Tom, you're the official champion. You're the first. You're the inaugural View from the Stands fantasy football champion. So how does it feel?
Speech.
Tears in the eyes.
Cheers.
It's been a long season. I don't think I've been able to have done it without you boys.
Yeah, I did tell you about most of your transfers each week, what to do, so I'll take a bit of credit.
Quality.
No, I'm there for the W next season as well.
Take the dub.
Big plans.
big things going on. Right, and then we'll move on now to the main part of the show. To bring this season to a close, we feel like we need to award some of the unsung heroes of the season. I mean, you hear a lot in the press about Liverpool winning the league, Leeds going up, Bielsa being a hero, Klopp being a hero, Henderson being a hero, De Bruyne, great season. Connell's got his McDonald's, I've just noticed.
What? Where's that come from?
I know.
Well, you just got chips? Is that what you got, chips?
No, I got a burger as well.
What burger?
Double cheeseburger, I think.
Fair enough. Drink?
Nah, I didn't
You got your Thatchers. You got your Thatchers. Yeah, don't worry about that.
Other side is
if it's a drink from Macca's, it has to be a Coke Zero, I think.
Yeah, I'll
Coke
take
Zeros
Coke,
from Mackey's are elite.
The
Nah,
syrup
Coke
in
Zero
it
from
is-
Mackey's.
I can have either, mate. I can take the Coke or the Coke Zero. Just for sugar tax, I'll take Coke Zero.
Take the Coke Zero at Mackey's. It's elite. I just really wish there was a hand that came across the screen and passed Connor his McDonald's there.
It's the Uber Eats man. He's let himself in.
Just knocked on his door.
Other fast food restaurants are available.
But not for Connor, he's having McDonald's.
Oh, not for me, yeah.
God, yeah. Where were we before Connor started munching his fries? We were going through the heroes of the season, but we really wanted to give a shout out to some of the people who aren't going to get the recognition they probably deserve. And let's see where we'll start. I think we'll start with the main awards. We'll ease you into it. We'll start with a few boring categories, and then we'll move into the ones that you'll definitely hear for. You really want to know who's had the best haircut of the season. But first, we'll go. Who's been your player of the season?
Player of the season.
Oh. Who's going first?
Who wants to go first? Jordan, send us away.
Me, I make the decisions, mate. I don't come out with these calls. I'll let everyone out.
Yeah, you direct us. Who do you want to speak first? Just to stop.
I'll go. Go on, Connor. Considering he's been interrupts me with the McDonald's, you're put on the spot first. We don't want it in a lot of detail. Your player of the season. Quickly, why?
Not my Wolves player of the season.
No, your Premier League player of the season.
No, it's not your Wolves player of the season.
We ain't going to debate your Wolves player of the season, are we?
Okay, Kevin De Bruyne.
Oh, I was going to have him.
You can have the same people. If you want.
Yeah. Equal in the Henry assist is pretty good, isn't it?
Pretty good. Henry was all right, wasn't he?
He should have had two more as well with De Bruyne. He should have had two more, he reckons.
Yeah.
There was one against Arsenal. I think he said he should have had the assist for something else.
Well, if he had over, would have won the bloody FPL if he had over. Anyway.
Oh well, swings and roundabouts.
Carry on.
De Bruyne. So Harvey, you're also in the De Bruyne account.
Yeah, I'm also. I mean, it just sums up how good he is. That goal against Norwich when he does a bit of footwork, gets out his feet and just finesses it top bins. So that's him.
Yeah.
It just made it look easy. He is an absolute baller, and he's been one of the best Premier League players for a long time since. I don't know. I don't want to make big name of myself here, but he's a good player, isn't he? Very good player.
Tom.
Ben Foster.
Yeah,
no. That's referencing back to something there, but
he's not going to shag you. Sorry.
Gins against your head, mate.
Yeah.
For me, I'm going De Bruyne as well. I'm not just jumping on the bandwagon, but I've been hearing a lot of debate of this. I know Henderson's won the Writers' Player of the Year, and I think he deserves it. But for me, would I go and pay money on the gate to watch Jordan Henderson play? Probably not. Whereas I would happily go and watch De Bruyne play. I think he's been the best player in the league. Henderson, there's no argument he's won it. We all know why he's won it. But for me, De Bruyne player of the season.
You did pay to see him, didn't you, when they stuck six past you at Villa Park?
Season ticket, start of the season doesn't count, does it? Doesn't count.
Did you pay to go see him at Wembley as well when they won the cup final? Did he play? Or he didn't play that day, did he?
Actually, he did play and beat him in the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley, and I was there for that one.
When was that?
2015.
Oh, he's had to call back a long way there.
You beat the FA Cup semi-final?
Yeah.
I thought you beat Liverpool.
That's what I just said.
Oh, Henderson, you were
I thought you were on about.
Oh, I thought you were on
about De Bruyne.
Oh, sorry, lads. Sorry.
Well done,
no,
mate.
I was on about Hendo there. Sorry, boys.
What, did Liverpool put six past you as well this season?
No, it was 2-1.
I thought, Liverpool put six past us. Colo Touré scored at Villa Park. That was 6, wasn't it?
Oh, that was ages ago, wasn't it?
Don't know. I don't watch Villa.
You beat Liverpool 5 in this season. I know Henderson wasn't playing, but
anyway, we digress. We digress.
Alex, have you got something away from the De Bruyne shout, or are you team De Bruyne all the way?
I mean, I'm saying Mane.
Right, well, I like to hear a different answer. So give us an argument for it.
I think De Bruyne is the best player in the league, but 20 odd points clear. Mane is our best player, I think. So I think he's got to be it. But De Bruyne, you could go either way. I'd say De Bruyne or Mane.
Not Henderson then. No. Not rate him, or?
I think it's the narrative that they're trying to, that he was like underrated. Now he's become captain, England captain, and then he's become all this. He's been good, but you take Mane, Van Dijk out versus Henderson. There's a difference about Henderson, but he's not the best player or important player. So, but
I agree with that.
Mane
So I get final decision on this. So I like to go with Mason Greenwood for player of the season.
Say Bruno Fernandes.
No, that would have really annoyed people. De Bruyne, I think. De Bruyne would have been mine, to be honest.
Well done, Kevin. Well done.
He didn't win the league, but he just made things look so easy on regular occasions. Just game changer every week. And I mean, if City maybe didn't get Laporte injured, but then I don't know. But they would have been closer to Liverpool, definitely. So, yeah, I think definitely De Bruyne. Now, let me get the list out. So we're going to go to our next category. Bear with.
Oh, we've got a list, by the way. A great list.
We've got a little list here. So we'll look for... Actually, no, sorry, quickly. I want to get quickly a manager of the season off of everyone, which I think is quite an interesting one, because I think there's more of a diversion between that. If you narrow it down to a few people, you're probably thinking Klopp, Chris Wilder,
Sean Dyche.
On an outside shout, Sean Dyche, and maybe on an outside shout, the Southampton manager. I don't want to pronounce his name, so I'll butcher it. Hasenhüttl, because they lost 9-0 to Leicester, and then they picked up more points after.
Saints fans hate that, don't they? Saints fans hate it when you mention the 9-0, because every TV broadcaster mentions it somewhere in the game.
Yeah, and then they picked up more points than Leicester did after that game. I mean, maybe not one of those. Did anyone have a preference? I mean, Alex, we'll go to you first. We went to you last time. I'm guessing you're going to stick with Klopp for your manager of the season.
You'd think so, but I'm going Chris Wilder, mate. I think, because Klopp, we got 2 more points than last year, and I'm not taking away we've been, best team in the league, but I thought Sheffield United were going straight back down. And before the lockdown, they were looking for Europe pretty much, weren't they? I know they've had a bit of a wobble since then, but no, I'm going Chris Wilder, mate.
Tom?
Yeah, I can't argue that, but I'll throw one name in that hasn't been mentioned. Steve Bruce has done a hell of a job at Newcastle this season. To keep them so far from... they haven't been worried all season, have they, really? They've just been secure where they are. The stick Bruce got when he got the job, and it's not the best of squads. It's probably a little bit better than a relegation squad, in fairness, but I think he's done a superb job. But if I had to pick one, I don't know. Liverpool again, just been superb this season. Klopp finally got that title for Liverpool. There's something about Chris Wilder. Something about him. Don't know what it is. I think he's riding on a wave of something, and it's all going to go wrong. So I'm going to go with Klopp for me as manager of the season.
Harvey, then who's your manager of the season then?
I think it is hard to look past Chris Wilder, but at the same time, I'd like to see what Wolves do in Europe in terms of for Nuno. If they get final, even if they won it, obviously if they won it, it'd be brilliant. But final would be decent. But in terms of trying to be a bit different, not going Chris Wilder, I would say Nuno. But having the greatest of Prem seasons for them, like you said, Tom, it's been decent for Wolves standards. It has, but like Tom said earlier in the episode, he maybe wanted more of the team they've got. But I think for me it is Chris Wilder. But Nuno has got a lot of potential there. Maybe next season it could be him.
And then Connell, finally, then who's your shout for manager of the season?
I think it's between Chris Wilder and Sean Dyche for me. Obviously,
not Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah, but I think people expected Liverpool to come again strong. So it was no surprise. Obviously, it was a surprise how the margin of how they won it. But I think the fact that Sheffield United just come up from the Championship and had such a good season, nearly got Europe. I think it's pretty hard to argue with that one. But I think the job Sean Dyche has done as well. I can't see any other manager.
Sorry, what has he done?
Well, they're not
the same as last season, but not as good as last season.
No, but they're not anywhere near in trouble, are they? And look at their squad as well.
Same as last season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't get the Sean Dyche. I mean, he does do a good job, but it's nothing.
If there's another manager, they will be in trouble. I'm telling you now.
Oh, I think that, but
yeah,
sure, we should just learn from this now and start signing players. I don't like.
Yeah, but
there's ways around it. I think that they should have learned from last season.
But Burnley, if you've ever been to Burnley, it's not like a holiday destination.
No. And I get that. It's hard with the money in that. It is. Yeah, Burnley aren't in a great situation financially, but I just fair. Yeah, he's good, but I just feel like he did it better last season.
I would just like to put an honourable mention in for Lampard. I think he's done.
Yeah.
I think they've been up and down Chelsea this season. Like sometimes they'll be superb, and then the next game, like they lost 3-0 to Sheffield United. But I think first season Premier League manager, I think he's done a lot better than people thought he was going to do.
Yeah.
What did he do? They got fourth, didn't they?
Did it?
FA Cup final as well.
Did he get
FA
fourth?
Cup final?
Yeah.
Well, so he took Chelsea from 3rd to 4th this season, did he?
I don't get this Lampard thing. I really don't. It really does annoy me.
First season in charge, though.
Yeah, because Solskjaer does similar things, then he gets like a lot more diss than what I'm saying Lampard's done well with the transfer ban. Solskjaer's had money spent, but we lost strikers and everything. I'm not saying I'm literally not praising Ole Solskjaer more than he deserves to be praised, but I'm saying I don't get why everyone's like Lampard's done like an amazing job. I think he's done a good job with a good team. Probably I literally think he's done where they should be. Like
I don't think it helps.
I do agree. I think that is where they should be with that squad, but I feel it could have been better. I think a lot of people predicted Chelsea to be a lot further back than that this season.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just because he used to manage Derby, so I used to be a bit like, whatever, Lampard. I mean, he took Derby from 6th to 6th as well. What?
I think it's the way he's done it, though, because he hasn't, with his transfer ban, he's had to play Mount, he's had to play Abraham, Tomori.
Yeah.
But on another argument on that, which is good, because they have had to play youth players, but they were guys who were about ready to step up to that anyway, like Abraham and stuff. I know, obviously, this is like their first season, like playing regular Premier League, but it wasn't in the sense that people were like, oh, he's had to dig in the academy. He's not like had to play like 18-year-olds and had to rely on them to like do things. These were guys who had to really make their like whether they'd had a transfer ban or not, these guys should have been playing Premier League football anyway, sort of thing.
But top fours though, I mean, Abraham was class last year for Villa, but did anyone think he was going to be top scorer?
I agree on that sense, but I think with their squad, they were top 4 last year. I don't think they lost Hazard, but then they brought in Pulisic as well, and with the other guys in, I'd say they probably were just maybe slightly worse squad than last year, which reflects them going from 3rd to 4th. So he's probably done just about as good.
With Lampard, he already worked with the likes of Mount and Tomori, so it's not like he didn't know those players well and how they play and how they'd fit into that Chelsea squad. It was almost that he was waiting for that Chelsea job whilst at Derby and getting the players which he knew would be playing for him next season and playing them. Like, so Mount and Tomori, he just worked with and knew what they were good at and what they struggled with and probably worked on them. So it probably did help in that side as well.
We're sorry Derby got to Wembley last year.
And they lost.
Right, we'll wrap it up for the manager one, and I'm going to go Chris Wilder, to be honest, only for the fact that pretty much everyone had them down as relegation at the start of the season. I thought they were finishing rock bottom. That squad really shouldn't have been doing. And I know they slipped after lockdown, but still getting results here and there. And with that squad, he's done a great job. But I also, just on a side note, I kind of agree with Tom. I think there is kind of a wave sort of thing.
Definitely, I think that as well.
I've had them already. As I spoke to someone the other day, I said if I was a betting man, I'd put slightly bit of money on them going down next year. Which I'm not a betting man. I'd put money on them going down next year, to be honest. I could see it being one of these that it's really good, and then they've got to the high, and then it's only down from here sort of thing. They're not going to get any better.
It's only so far you can go with Dave McGoldrick and bloody Billy Sharp.
Yeah,
surely. Like,
you're almost like pushing your luck too far now, in there. Like,
Benny Osborne centre midfield. Jesus.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. So we'll move on, and now we're going to start getting to the categories that you really want to hear the winners of. So first, we are going to talk about haircuts. We've had an episode on haircuts, so it's only good that we talk about what do we decide on? The best haircut? Haircut we just want to talk about.
Just give your way.
Good or bad?
Good or bad? Just a trim you want to give a shout out. The most notable trim of the season.
Awful.
Yeah,
For
there we
all
go.
the reasons.
Notable.
Most
notable
notable trim of the
I
season.
like that.
Whether it's good or bad.
Awful.
Who wants to come in first? Connor, you come in
Jack
first, mate.
Grealish. Absolutely horrendous.
I like it.
No.
That's what you're going for, isn't it?
Terrible Jack. Hey, nah, nothing like Jack Grealish's. His hair's atrocious.
To be fair,
What-
the one after lockdown, the first game, it was a joke. I don't know what he was playing at.
It's awful.
That was funny.
Like,
I'm
did
sure
he
we're
need
going
to have
to
a bit
get
of banter
pictures
with that?
to illustrate this if you're watching this on YouTube. But
Yeah.
yeah, so really, just is it more the man you can't stand or the haircut, Connor? Yeah, I think that's...
Yeah.
You're just jealous, mate, because he's commenting on Laura Woods' Instagram posts, and that's what you want to be
what
doing.
it is. I forgot about that. He's just getting territorial. That's all it is. You just come up with the Jack Grealish slander because he's trying to take your bird, Connor. Go on then, Harv. You give a shout out to someone with a haircut you really feel strong about.
I feel like this haircut is very simple, but very effective at the same time. And he's done it for many, many a year. It's Olivier Giroud. I mean, what a bloke. I mean, that haircut is never changing, is it? He looks quality with it. I think that is the best haircut of the last decade, probably in the Prem.
Does it get extra points for the beard combination with it as well?
Oh, God, that helps. It helps that he's French as well. I feel like he's got a bit more... I don't know how to say
Va-va-voom.
Yes,
there we go.
I love to say it. But I think Giroud just knows. He just knows it, doesn't he? And he's just got that bit about him.
All right, we'll move on to Alex, who had a few issues with this category. So we'll see if he's got someone who he could really strongly argue and maybe twist my arm about.
I just wanted clarification if we know anyway, but I'm
not gay.
I didn't want us to do like a remake of Loose Women, but anyway, I digress. But I'd say I'd go for the dodgy one, the Adama Traore's when he had those long braids.
Nah, I was gonna say when he had his afro.
The braids were worse.
He looked like a very
I quite like the braids.
woman, I thought, but
Yeah, you're a big fan of the braids, Connor.
I quite like it. I think it's it.
Especially when it's top off.
Vaseline up his arm.
I think that comes up every week. The Adama Traore of his top off, Connor.
Yeah, it's a running joke, isn't it?
Go on,
I don't even know why.
It's literally a running joke with Adama, isn't it?
Oh.
Because
you've go on, Alex. You got more case to argue for Adama.
No. I was just adding to the joke, but
adding to the fire.
No, I'll go Adama. I think the braid. Yeah, that's mine.
Tom, you have you got a haircut that you feel strongly about and maybe convince me that deserves trim of the season?
I was watching Arsenal Sheffield United, and I think the co-commentator mentioned Danny Ceballos, his hair.
Oh yeah,
and said, "What is he putting that? What is he putting that hair?" Honestly, it was.
He was a hairdresser, wasn't he?
That's sort of the next point. He trained as a barber. And I'm like, if you trained as a barber and you're running about Bramall Lane looking like that, something's gone wrong. Did he not pass? Did he not? He only got so far and then got picked up, or what's going on there?
I'll tell you whose hair never goes out of place. Toby Alderweireld. When he slicks it back so much.
He's right,
perfect. It's perfect, isn't it?
He is right.
Strong hold on that is.
Is he
your
spray on that?
Is he the wallpaper on your phone or something? Is he every time you open it? Perfect.
I got
Perfect haircut that.
That's for when I go to the barbers.
Oh, Alderweireld? Yeah, I want it exactly the same.
Yeah, you definitely got short.
Place.
Definitely got shortchanged. So.
All right, here we go. For this award, I'm going to go with actually the choice of someone who really didn't want this award to be a category. I think Adama's dreads.
Wow.
The braids. I actually think,
what a turnaround.
I think for someone who didn't want this category, I think he came up with the best choice there. He was the most notable for me. When he was walking about like someone off of Avatar. I feel like that was...
That's what I did. I had low expectations, but I was really into this category. I was, searching all night. So
thought you were. You couldn't find one, could you?
Right, just quickly moving on now to we're looking for a team where you could say everything happens for a reason. You know, they've been bad. We're still doing this one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Everything. You know, they've had a bad year on the pitch. They've had an even worse year off the pitch. It's just never gone right. But everything happens for a reason, and they'll be back next year. So, who is the team you want to give a shout out to? Tom Hartley.
For me, Watford got everything they deserved this season.
And that's in the most nicest way possible.
I mean,
is there anything more to say? Like,
they just harped on beating Liverpool and stopping them from going unbeaten or whatever it was, and then they still went on to lose anyway. How can you sack Pearson?
You did
after
not
what
sack
he did?
Big Nige.
What he did to get them from where they were. I know, okay, they dropped off a little bit. They were poor. They dragged themselves back into the relegation battle.
They did, yeah.
You can't sack him with 3 games to go, whatever it was.
Nope.
Hayden Bloody Mullins on the touchline. I've seen more passion in a brick.
I haven't, but yeah.
You always get the good analogies on this podcast, don't you? Oh, someone always comes up with a really good simile or something like that.
They deserve to go down, and they are. Hopefully, they rot in the Championship.
And that is where it's no Watford fans ever going to listen to this again. Well done, mate. Well done.
Go on then, Alex.
It's nothing to do with Dino. Nothing to do with Dino.
Alex, who's had a bad year on and off the pitch?
Just there's something about Arsenal. Arsenal fan TV will never get old, and the way they just get more and more embarrassing as the years go on. I'm happy everything's happening to Arsenal. I thought they were going to get relegated before Arteta came in.
Fuck off.
Everyone was saying they were going to do new leagues, wasn't it? I was like, but can't stand them anymore.
I'm with you on that one. I might be a bit biased on this award because I also think Arsenal just deserve everything that come to them. Awful football club. Sorry to any Arsenal fans who listen, but every bad result, everyone else enjoys it. I believe. Go on then, Harvey. Who do you think's bad?
Well, I've gone for more of a Championship theme, and I think Derby County can count themselves lucky that I don't talk about them because they've had an absolute car crash of the season. But we won't, actually go into that. I'm going with Hull City.
I was going to say that.
Oh, sorry, mate. After 26 games, after 26 games played, they were 8th in the league. And then on January deadline day, for some stupid reason, they decided to sell Grzycki and Bowen. And then they didn't replace them. And then when it comes to the end of the season, they lose 8-0 to Wigan as well in there somewhere and finish dead bottom of the league. And I hope they enjoy League One because they fully deserve it. And that is why they've had a stinker on and off the pitch.
Connor, you were in agreement. Same reasons.
Mm-hmm. I also think Norwich have had a pretty bad season as well.
Off the pitch, though, mainly on the pitch, though. Really,
yeah, maybe, but they had a few good, like Man City. They keep saying how good that was, but I mean, they still went down by a pretty big margin. So
they didn't improve on their squad from the Championship, though, did they?
No.
I know Sheffield United was similar, but still, I think the writing was on the wall for Norwich this season. I thought really from the start.
Yeah,
I agree. Hull City as well. So.
For this award, I think it's got to go to Hull City. Then, after as much as I would like to give it to Arsenal, I think you make a good point. That is an awful turnaround for Hull City.
They also deserve it for the old. You get mauled by the Tigers.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
That's that, isn't it? Really,
it's fully for them. Yeah, with the hand actions and everything, they deserve
just did it. Yeah, love it.
They fully get everything.
Okay, cool. That's enough now, mate.
This is why you need to watch this podcast on YouTube. See, you're missing out on these type of things.
It's all going wrong.
Moving quickly on now, we're looking for the worst, most disgusting tackle of the season anyone's seen. One that really made your blood boil. Horrendous tackle. So we'll start with Connell.
I don't think it was a particularly bad tackle, but the
don't say it then.
No, well, I was going to say the Heung-min Son one against Gomez. But
I ended in tears. Yeah,
it's not. It wasn't a bad tackle, but it was, if that makes sense. So
it was, yeah.
You can't give him a prize for that.
Oh, yeah.
You broke a man's leg.
But yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Harvey, in agreement?
I went with if you remember, Aubameyang's versus Palace.
Oh yeah,
one where halfway line, and for some reason I had to VAR it about for 5 minutes, even though it was quite clear his foot went into I think it was Max Meyer's ankle, and Max Meyer's ankle just went around it. It was a horrible challenge, and then Aubameyang went off cry like he was about to sulk and cry as if I thought, just get off the pitch, mate. I think I was Reading away. I think I was at something horrible like that. I genuinely think it was Reading away. And I was just watching it. I think, why the hell are they VARing this for 5 minutes? Can you not see that his foot's gone into his ankle and it's gone around his foot? So that was my worst tackle of the season. Everybody.
Alex, bad tackle that you want to give a shout out to?
I'm going to go to the brilliant maestro Granit Xhaka against Spurs, where Son's just got the ball, no rush, and he just goes straight through in penalty, and sets off the Arsenal Spurs game to it.
Stupid, wasn't it?
Yeah,
but it's what you expect from him almost, isn't it? At this point,
it is. But
so
even though you expect it, he always just surprises you. It's quite hard.
Talking about Arsenal as well, there was another challenge which I don't think of. It was on Wilfried Zaha, the Guendouzi one, where he just drops the ball past him. Guendouzi just takes him out. Like, it's such a stupid challenge. He only got booked for it, didn't he? But another day, that probably could have been sending off. It was that high. Like, he was just grabbing him and like holding him. But Zaha, though, it sort of doesn't really matter. But
Tom?
It's a player we haven't seen much of this season. This is probably why. I don't know if you remember, Jordan.
God.
Kevin Danzo for Southampton against Man United.
Yeah.
Absolutely wiped someone out. Just, see you later. He's played since.
That was
a
shocker.
Do you know the worst thing about him? I thought he was going to be half decent, so on Foot Windex, I put like a $5 on him in shares, thinking he could be good. Never seen again after that Man United game, I don't think.
Oh my word.
Money lost.
Another pretty nasty one. Sean Longstaff against Wolves. Straight reds. That was a pretty nasty tackle.
No.
Yeah.
He was early on, wasn't it? In the season, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah. I remember Isaac Hayden's as well. Isaac Hayden's against Leicester when they lost 5-0.
Yeah, that was a poor tackle.
Yeah, that was dreadful.
All right, personally, I was going to say whoever fouled, I can't remember which Villa player fouled Bruno Fernandes on the edge of the box when we got a penalty, because I thought that was a nasty challenge, to be fair.
Oh, can I just add in
a penalty?
Getting nothing out of me here.
I think it was this season. It was Anthony Knockart when he jumped into that guy 2-footed on the side of the box. Was that? I'm sure that was.
Was that
season.
What, for Fulham?
Yeah.
It would have been this season. I don't remember it. Though.
It was like it was absolutely going nowhere. It was like near the corner flag. He just jumped in, scissor kicked 2 foot.
He's an absolute twat.
Was a stupid tackle that was.
I was personally surprised no one said the one that happened the other week in the Wigan game.
Yeah.
It was.
I didn't even get a red card, did it?
Yeah.
Who was it? Was it Robinson? Robinson? Was it Robinson or someone?
Anthony Robinson, I think.
Yeah.
Anthony Robinson.
Anthony Robinson, that's the one.
That would have been my one, because I just think the absolute flip from the player. I think that caps off a beautiful tackle. When you've gone into someone so quick and they've had to flip over, I think that gives it the full execution on it. So I might overrule you on this.
Yeah, take it, mate. Take it.
I'm going to overrule you on this one, because I enjoyed the theatrics of it all. It happened at such quick pace. We got hard contact, nice impact, good fall on it. No one got injured as well, so safe for everyone. Good fun for the whole family. I think that one was thoroughly enjoyable. And moving swiftly on from that, so we will go to social media and we'll look at the best football-related tweet of the year. If anyone been digging back through their archives, what a tweet that really, what is it? A tweet that really made you laugh about football?
Something just so good that you just enjoyed it. It just did it for you. It did it for you.
We'll come back to Tom for this one.
Yeah, I went for someone tweeted the West Ham owner David Gold, and they said, was our prom last night, and we're big West Ham fans.
Oh, I think I've seen this.
And it's a picture of the In-Betweeners,
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
he replied saying, "Good afternoon, gentlemen. I hope you had a good night. DG."
Just a simple trolling, and it's always good to see David Gold.
He's probably on the YouTube thing as well, won't it? It'll be on
yeah,
YouTube.
we'll put these tweets up so you could have a look. We might even be able to make a little thing on Twitter about them, just so people can see if they're listening along. Just to see what we're on about. Alex, have you got a tweet that you really want to shout out?
I think I saw it yesterday, to be honest. The Marcus Rashford one.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And he said, he asked him like who the Joker was in the ground. It's like Eric Bailly, and he's like, and then he goes, Marcus, the fake Marcus Rashford goes, oh, that's really cool. Do you want to go for a kickabout and have a cup of coffee? He's like, oh my days, yeah, thank you so much. The guy did verified for number 7, so it looked like he's verified. So
brilliant.
It was the thing is, it's actually that tweet's funny because it's actually really sad and funny at the same time. So the guy's like, he was the Marcus Rashford guy. Was like, oh, get tickets to come Old Trafford and everything. He's like, I'm going to tell my son that he's going to be so excited. Oh, we can't wait to come over to watch you play.
Poor sod.
Some fake account.
Poor sod.
Oh,
you got to feel sorry for him almost, don't you?
Yeah, he's not gone to work today, has he? He couldn't face it.
I can't believe he fell for the whole Marcus Rashford. He just randomly tweeted messaged him like, "Oh, do you want to come about for a kick about me and Jesse?"
Jesus Christ!
It's funny. I mean, it's sad, but
it looked like a verified tick. Like if you just glance, it looks like it, but I didn't.
God, that one had me. To be fair, Harvey, come on, you like a good tweet, so you
I do, but this is very simple. I find it's actually BBC Sport have tweeted it. BBC Sport, I know. Before the Newcastle Sheffield United game, they tweeted, "Someone call Parentini because #new shoes is on." So see the new shoe, and that just did me for the day. It did me for the day.
Someone call Paolo Nutini
because new shoes is on.
Someone needs a pay rise for that.
Yeah. Please, just give them.
This is going to be. I think this is the closest category so far. There's a few tweets I really like in here. Go on, Connor. Is it one of your own?
Nah, I was going to say the Marcus Rashford one, same as Alex, but.
God, you're very same.
Yeah.
As others, aren't you?
Oh, can I have a look at your homework? It's very much like that, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
What did you put down?
Oh, cool, same.
It was people always asking me. That was what it was.
Yeah, right, okay.
I suppose you didn't read out Laura Wood's tweet.
What one?
I'm a dilemma here because just two of these tweets have just made me have a bit of a tear in my eye. Then, it's a close one. I feel like the Rashford one has more. It's more multi-layered because it has a bit more like depth to it. But I think I'll have to go to that Paolo Nutini one just for your pure stupidity. And only the thing that's edged it is someone's got paid to write that tweet as well.
Yeah,
so it's not just for the joy of it. Someone has got paid to write it.
I put that in the group chat and they loved it. They loved it. So simple, so effective. Like Giroud's haircut,
but only by the skin of its teeth because that Rashford one was a corker.
The thing is with the Rashford one, I think you need your imagination because I can just imagine him lacing up his boots and then getting a phone call like, not him, not him.
He's shaking. He's shaking whilst texting a 16-year-old like, I can't wait to play football with you.
Wow. He gets a very honourable mention, and if we could give a second place trophy out, like some people always argue for, like two different colour ribbons on the trophy, we'd have that, but unfortunately, it's winner takes all here, and someone at BBC Sports got the highest accolade.
Well done.
The best tweet of the year. And then also onto a social sense now, moving on to, obviously, something we've talked about earlier, a regular feature on the show was fantasy football. So who was your fantasy football player of the season? Connor, you can start on. I think it's going to be over. Actually, I don't. Go on then, Connor. Connor, you go ahead with one.
I was going to say, I think people will probably say De Bruyne, but I'm going to go Trent Alexander-Arnold. Just the amount of assists. He's completely changed how a right-back plays. Him and Robertson have been absolutely quality this season. So for me, it's Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Harvey?
I've gone actually with another defender as well. I've gone Matt Doherty because for value for money, he's very good. He usually does pop up for a goal or an assist. He does love a goal or assist, even off the bench. Like I've had him off the bench many times where he comes on, just gets an assist. Happened the other day, I think. He assisted Jimenez. He is brilliant for value for money, and he's usually very consistent at that wall side. I do rate Matt Doherty.
They come as a good pair. Him and
Jimenez. That's what I've had in my team. I think
sort of
all season. I think I had those
Jimenez.
two.
Yeah.
I finished fourth.
Alex.
I'm going for John Lundstrom.
Yeah, that would have been my choice.
Yeah, that's another good one.
I had him on my bench, end of the bench, first week, because, it's like 4 million. I was like, 17 points, who the hell is this, lad? But,
he had a poor ending, though. A poor middle. Like, he didn't play in the middle, really.
Yeah, there was a stage where he was
and then the end.
But it's not, it doesn't,
but
it's 4 billion, you know what I mean? It's like, if you don't play.
Yeah.
But, for value for money and the amount of points he got, I'd say.
Yeah.
Tom?
Well, I think my highest point scorer throughout the season, I think he was in from day one till the end, was Mane. And I think he was my consistent captain, really. But I think what turned it round for me and, how I ended up winning the league was, I think Danny Ings. I stuck him as captain for after restart. I think he scored, was it Norwich they played, first game or something? And
when they were back.
And then after that, I had him as captain till the end, and he was just bringing the points in pretty much every week.
Every week?
Towards the end, pretty much, yeah.
Bloody hell, we're brave. I did it last game week against Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Came in.
Tell you
that was harsh, by the way. He took the penalty, Danny Ings, when Chalem was on a hat-trick.
And he missed, didn't he?
He scored on that one. He missed against someone, Bournemouth he missed against.
Oh, yeah.
Tell you what, there's another two as well. I think Martial had a great end to the season.
Yeah.
And
down as a midfielder as well when he plays up to he played number 9 for the whole season. So.
And Mikel Antonio as well.
Oh, yeah. I didn't want to put him in because I felt like it just wouldn't click with him. But what a bloke. Scores goals. What did he get after restart? 8 or 9?
He was a top scorer after restart.
Yeah, like
him and Sterling were, weren't they?
Yeah.
I think. What a guy.
Crazy.
Wonder what club he came from. I don't know.
So I think we're going to have to settle on this one. I'm going to have to go. Personally, in my team, it's been Jimenez. He's been the guy this season. Like I've had him for I think most of the season, and he's been a consistent goal scorer. But overall, I think the Lundstrom one, only by the fact I agree he did take a mid-season drop. 4.5 million defender though, picked up some great points totals, and this is the only one season you'll get him as a gem like that because he'll be a 6 million midfielder next year. And no one's going to pick him because he's not consistent enough. But as a defender,
I didn't put him in at all when I finished fourth. Cause
picking up clean sheets and everything, goals, assists. Yeah, it had to be Lundstrom. 4.5 million. That's got to be one of the biggest fantasy steals ever. Thanks to one of my friends who plugged me on that about a week before the season. Apparently, it was a secret though. Someone had been passed on the group because people are competitive about it. It was literally like that. It was like, someone told me, but do you know this Lundstrom guy who plays? He's been playing number 10 for Sheffield United, but he's a defender on the game. So 4.5 million. I'll stick him on the bench, just tester. But yeah,
I think that's so wrong.
Get it. I think he's got to get it. And then we're moving on. Then he's on the floor again. We're looking for a guy who he's got a love going over. Some guy who just the guy who always he's just always down. Bit of a diver. Connor, who's that diver for you?
Jack Grealish.
I knew it was going to be him. I just know he's going to pop up somewhere.
Nah, it's either him or Mo Salah. But
Mo Salah.
Come on, don't sit on the fence. Which one?
Grealish. Most fouls won as well.
But
most fouls won.
Not even.
Goes down very, very easily. Very easily.
Those two players, they get fouled so much that. So I think sometimes they have to go down to get a foul because they get grabbed all over the shop. So I think, but
and refs. The thing is though, it's hard with refs as well because they know they're going to dive. Like they sort of in the back of their minds, they think this player's going to try and dive.
That's why Zaha gets bad treatment.
Yeah, Zaha's really bad with it because he can't really win, can he?
Grealish gets fouled all the time, and that's what it is. I think
Traore would more as well, but you can't catch him.
Did you not see Matt Target absolutely
that
bouncing,
baby
mate?
on his arms, Connor?
What?
He knows about that.
Matt Target did what?
bounced Traore against Wolves.
I don't remember that, to be honest with you.
I've got it. Huh?
You've got it. You've got it. Where have you got it?
I've got it. No, it's Target. I think it's Target. Yeah, I've got it on there, mate.
I remember they started.
It's on Twitter
Target went off injured.
Oh well.
I remember
if it was Hurahan, then
I remember at the start of the season,
prove it.
At the Molineux, when Tyrone Mings absolutely took Traore out, and everyone was like,
"Standard, mate.
Yeah.
That's what happens."
He's dirty or something.
So go on then, Harv. Who's your diver of the season?
Well, I have to go down to Championship again because he absolutely did my head in when I watched him. Matthias Pereira from West Brom. Oh, you might have seen him on Twitter. You'd have seen him on Twitter because that Hector thing the other day where Hector touches his hair and he starts diving like a twat. Oh, he's dreadful. And he is dreadful. At Forest, when I watched from Forest, when we drew 2-2, 90th minute, Matty Cash, honestly, so bad how he literally get slightest of touch and he would go down. And the worst thing about it is refs fall for it so easily and just give him the foul. Even though he hasn't been touched. Matthias Pereira is awful. Great talent, but that diver needs to stop.
Go on then, Alex.
Bruno Fernandes.
Oh.
I saw that start because I thought stats are brilliant, aren't they? 8 penalties was it, or 8 goals from set pieces he scored? I don't know what it was, but yeah, he can't stay. He can't stay in his feet, can he? He fouls other players and gets fouled. So I'd say, yeah, he's the one.
Well, it's not that. So, Tom.
I think I don't think he's been caught up on this enough. Although I feel like I've spoke about it. I think I might have a chat with Harvey about it once. But Harry Kane.
Why have you ever spoke to me about Harry Kane diving?
He doesn't get picked up, but he has won a lot of fouls and I think a few penalties this season. I think it's almost like it's a bit of a skill. Like he leaves his foot in. And over exaggerates his
Vardy used to do that
his
quite a bit.
dive, and I think he's in there for rest will start picking up on it soon, like they did with players like Ashley Young and players that started getting reputations for
Bale.
Salah,
Bale got a lot of
Bale,
it.
Salah. Could happen because it's going that way, and we don't want to see it for the England captain.
Yeah, for this one, I'm gonna. Do you know what? Let's reward the EFL. That Pereira, just because I've seen that dive on Twitter the other day. I think we got to reward the EFL. Someone a bit on the outside, because sometimes I think some of the other players they've dived before, but then they get because they play for top clubs, they get incessant
Premier League,
sort of like
it's
thing.
more intense.
Whereas I think in the FL you can kind of just go under the radar with it a bit, can't you? So
we'll
put it back on the radar. We'll make sure that people know that you are.
Shame on you,
Pereira.
Shame on you, Pereira.
Well, technically now he's Premier League, isn't he? But whether they sign him or not, I think they've got to sign him still, haven't they? I think he's on loan, but
they'll sign him when he one of their best.
Oh yeah, he's a good player. He can play football. He can properly.
Yeah. That's good. That's good then.
It's a good start, isn't it? You've gone up. But no, he's a good, already. Really good player. He is.
So going on from divers to people who flop on the floor to who's the biggest flop of the season. Nice little segue into that there.
Nice.
We're looking for the flop of the season, the guy who was just a bit of a waste of money. Like, so are we talking new signings or just people who just disappointed all season?
I'd go signings. I'd go. I don't know. It depends what everyone's gone for, but mine personally is a signing.
Just see what people throw out there. If they can back it, then it deserves it.
Yeah. So we'll start with Alex first.
It's between Joelinton and Pepe, but I think it's got to be Joelinton. He's awful. I've seen.
Not worth 40 million, is he?
Oh, things with Pepe. He costs 70 odd million. He's not worth that, but he's got ability. Joelinton, I don't know what it's about, and he's terrible.
Yeah. Go on then, Tom. Who's your flop?
It's much talked about, isn't it? I think Ndombele for Spurs brought in for a lot of money, a lot of good hype about him. Obviously, he scored on his Premier League debut, which was against us, first game of the season. You're thinking, right, Spurs have got a player on their hands here. He's like a bit of a coming in to probably take over, your Wanyama role, but I think he's got more about him than that on the ball. Like he's quite a technical player as well. But since then, just non-existent, absolutely non-existent.
Yeah, I think he's let down a lot of people, and especially had a high-profile bad performance away at Burnley, which Sky Sports enjoyed ripping to pieces, to be honest. And he got dragged at half-time that game, I think. Harvey, who's your flop of the season?
I did actually go Linton as well, because he has scored 2 goals all season. That for 40 million. Newcastle, thinking if Newcastle could have got for 40 million up top instead of him. I mean, it's just it had to be him. I did actually originally put Pepe because he got 5 goals and 6 assists in 31 starts, 32 games or something like that.
He started to kick on though, the second half of the season a bit, hadn't he?
He did, but he's very inconsistent. Was his problem as well with Pepe. He was very on and off, which you for 75 million you really can't be like that. I'm afraid, but I did go Joel Linton because it's simply 40 million 2 goals isn't up there, is it? It should not be happening.
Connell?
Sebastian Haller for me.
So shit he was.
I know he got injured. I know he got injured, but he hasn't been very good at all. Well, he's stuck Mikel Antonio up front. That's how much he shows he's had faith in him, doesn't it? So,
started well then.
Had scored a few goals, I think, but he hasn't been great. Not for the money they bought him in for. So yeah.
How much was he? Do you know?
Not sure. Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, he wasn't far off it, was he? I don't think.
Here's another one. What about Sarr for Watford?
I think he's been pretty good.
Right. All right.
He's definitely shown he's got it again, but
what's he done? What's he done since the restart to help Watford stay in the league?
It's a bad side. It's a bad side, mate.
How much did they pay for him?
I don't know. How much did they pay for him? He's mates with Mane, so he must be half decent.
Is that the metric for it? Oh, he's got to be about half, because he's only mates with them. He's about half the value of Mane. Mane is 36 mil, so he's about 18 mil, I reckon.
Roughly, there or thereabouts.
Similar types of players. I'm just happy we got through all of that and no one mentioned Harry Maguire, because I would have been there to bring out some arguments against the stats.
Jesus,
towards
80 million. Roy Keane hates him.
I think he gets too much criticism than he deserves, personally.
Considering we've conceded like over 20 goals less this season than we did last season, I think he was over. I think we overpaid more than he's been over bad. He's had some bad games, but he's been consistently decent most of the season.
I do think he's very overrated though, just from that World Cup alone.
Yeah, I think that most of that
benefited him so much.
I think most of that World Cup to be fair. Like literally.
Him and John Stones he gets actually quite a lot of stick now, to be fair to him. But there was like Carl Walker, pretty poor.
Most of that's Pickford,
Dele Alli. Pickford. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Lingard,
yeah.
I think there's a lot of sentimentality towards that squad, but I think Maguire...
I actually feel sorry for Jesse Lingard, by the way.
I feel
put up a little tweet the other day, didn't
he? Weekend.
He put a
Huh?
You love doing the old JL sign, don't you, when he was in the World Cup? That's why you feel sorry.
That's all we were doing in Sunny Beach during the World Cup, honestly. Embarrassing, but at the time, hilarious.
But now it's just pathetic. He needs to grow up. But I do feel sorry for him genuinely, because I feel like he does have it in him, but people just on him straight away. Like, he has the talent. He's good.
I think what happens is, I was on about this earlier. So like, say we played Norwich away in the FA Cup, right? He wasn't good, but he wasn't awful. We were completely, everyone was like shit that game. He wasn't bad. He just wasn't really involved. Got brought off, right? And then trending number 1 on Twitter, people abusing him, all the jokes and everything. Mostly people who hadn't even watched the game. And then that comes like, that's not football criticism there. You're literally just like, you just picked someone there that you really want to like, you just want to troll someone there.
You just don't simply like him.
You've not watched the game.
And if you don't like him, you're going to criticise him.
Yeah, and most people who criticise these players haven't watched the game. So it's like, I think the thing is as well, is Lingard, he might not have had goals or assists, but he's had some decent games.
Yeah.
Like, towards the start of December, we beat Spurs and City in the same week. He played both of those games. I mean, if we're beating Spurs and City in a week, and we'd had a lot of players injured. Lingard started. He obviously wasn't doing anything bad. But he scored goals when he was in the team, and he played with good rolling goals. So
I'm just happy he scored that 98th minute goal against Leicester to get those bets.
Yeah.
All those people that put no goal or assist for Lingard this season, just swipe them out. Thanks for coming.
Amazingly poetic that was. So flop of the season, Joelinton, I think. I think Pepe was on course for it at one point. 72 million, that's a big fee. But he's starting to show, and I mean, he was good in that FA Cup semi-final, got him to an FA Cup final. So
he's got it. With Joelinton, you don't know if he's actually got it.
Yeah, I think that's the difference. I think Joelinton really, he and especially seems. I think that's another testament to Newcastle.
Did you hear that might go past it? Yeah, he's gone away now. He's gone.
Thought that was Connell's Mackey's coming back up.
Bring the straws.
I've got the windows slightly open because it's a bit hot with this blazer on. Do you know what I mean? So I had to get air in, and that fucking bike went past. Jesus Christ.
Right, where are we moving? We've only got a few awards left here. We'll go for. We've got. Did we scrap the overachievers?
We've done overachievers. No, we didn't. We didn't. Biggest overachievers of the year. We didn't scrap.
Right, we kept that. So we'll go to the biggest overachievers of the we've got about 3 awards left. So biggest overachievers of the year award. Someone. So how are we defining this? Someone who just they've done a lot for what they are.
Yeah, excelled, absolutely excelled. But they've done what you wouldn't thought they'd have done.
Punched above their weight, I suppose.
All right, Connell, who's that then?
Sheffield United.
Exactly that. That's the one.
Has anyone not got Sheffield United?
I haven't.
I haven't.
Oh, so right, we'll just carry on.
None of us. None of us.
No, Alex did. Alex did, I think, didn't he?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't?
Connell,
okay.
So, Connell, you explain Sheffield United then why they are the biggest overachievers.
Well, I think we said it earlier, didn't we? Like the squad they have, it's pretty championship. And then to come nearly in Europe, the first season up, everybody had them relegated pretty much. It's been a great season.
Can't argue that.
Yeah, they're up there, but I just don't want to go with them because Sheffield United.
I'll try.
Go on then.
Harvey?
Oh, me? Oh, sorry. Go on, Harvey.
Is it me? Right.
Yeah.
So I went with League One's, now Championship, Wycombe Wanderers.
I knew it.
Nice.
That's what I was going to say.
Good shout.
Because to start off with, when the League One season stopped, they weren't even in the playoffs. So they shouldn't be trying for the Championship. But points per game put them into the playoffs for League One. And they go and win that as well. So now they're playing Championship football when really they shouldn't be even anywhere near it, really. They were up, I think they were 7th or 8th. And they're going to have bloody Gareth Ainsworth as manager with his long hair and his leather jacket on the touchline. And they're going to have Akinfenwa up top by the looks of things. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, I think they've really punched above their weight.
Same reasons, Tom?
Yeah. Just to not even be in the playoffs. And then it, ends up now all of a sudden they're in the Championship. But seeing as Harvey said that, I'll throw Swansea City in there.
I was going to say that if they win the playoffs,
yeah,
no, we're nowhere near.
Who saw them getting playoffs this season?
Nottingham Forest probably fucking did.
But yeah, I'm not.
Christ.
I wouldn't be angry if you don't pick Swansea, Jordan. So we'll get Alex's opinion.
Cheers, Tom. I was gonna. Wycombe Wanderers is a good one, but
cheers.
No,
thanks for that, Alex.
As much as I don't want to say it, Man United.
What?
How on earth they came third?
No, that's good going.
Before Fernandes came, I thought mid-table.
And that was the difference.
Yeah, and I'm not having any of this Ollie nonsense because
it was Bruno.
Fernandes changed the team. I mean,
bringing Pogba back in as well was nice.
It was nice. It was nice of him. Nice.
Yeah, but he was a player that he wanted. Do you know what I mean? It's like
I'm back Ollie on the way.
Liverpool were like, you could say easily that with pretty much any team. Liverpool were near mid-table before Klopp cleared out the squad. He gets his players he wants. They do well, and then he gets the credit for it. But he's got the players he wants. Yeah, but also we'd improved. We weren't bad defensively before that. So in the summer, he went out and improved the defence. We went into the season without a striker. We were struggling going forward. He wanted Fernandes in the summer. We told they didn't want to pay the money for him then. We got him in January, and then it seems like the way he was meant to play. He was trying to play that way. 50 something.
Oh, was it? I thought it was like, for some reason, I thought it was like 27 million, and I don't know why.
No.
That would have been a bargain, wouldn't it? No, 50,
I thought it was because he was like 6
million.
months left or something, and he was like on his contract or something like that, and I just.
Where were you off Fernandes? You're about mid-table-ish, weren't you?
I think we were like 7th or 8th or something like that.
Well, if one player comes in and then you go up to 3rd, I think that's the doing of the player.
Yeah, it's good going, that, isn't it?
Well,
I think after the restart, mind you, I did say at the start to begin with, when you played your first 4 or 5 games, I thought you were the best team in the Premier League, like Man United. I thought, but then Saints sort of probably they got the draw in the end, but they were decent that day, to be fair, Southampton. And then from there, it wasn't great, but it was still compared to what you were doing beforehand, it was decent. But
I don't think it's going to be Man United then.
No, I do. To be honest, I do get the thing, because we were poor for like a whole season. It is a bit like we were poor. We were never in the top 4 for any of the season, apart from the last day when we ended up 3rd. Do you know what I mean? Like I do get that argument. I think the Wickham one probably is the strongest argument for Wickham just being a team that shouldn't have gone up, and then
ridiculous,
they got the
the
leather jacket manager in the Championship. Moving swiftly on towards the conclusion, we've got, before our big award, we've got one more. Award. We have got a topic that comes up quite a lot on it, and it's been a prominent talking feature, maybe the most prominent talking feature this season, VAR. So we've got the Fuck VAR award, a team which is VAR is usually not on their side this season. So who has been screwed over the most times by VAR? Obviously, personally, I think it's United, but we'll go to Alex first. I think we've not benefited from VAR decisions, really. But Alex,
I was saying Aston Villa, but I'd say Sheffield United. I think they've had, obviously, well, it's not VAR, but the Villa goal. Did McGoldrick against, was it Spurs?
It's Spurs, yeah. He scored. That was his first goal, yeah.
Yeah, was he on? I think he was onside or something, but they told him he was offside, and then
very tight. I think it was.
Well, I think, I'd say Sheffield United.
Tom, you Villa for this?
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. We stayed up.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's where I'm sticking it. If we'd have gone down and was doing this podcast, I'd be saying yeah, but We've had a couple of stinkers, but I feel like a lot of teams have. So I don't feel like we've been done any more harshly than any other team. And to be honest, I know it's not VAR, it was goal line technology, but I'm not going to argue anything after that. To be honest, just it's too risky. So I think I was thinking Sheffield United, because I remember a couple of early season ones they had. But I think Norwich. I had a little look yesterday. I think they Norwich in the tape. It's up. I think ESPN did something.
I saw who's
gained the most and who's lost the most. I think Brighton are on the best of it, and Norwich are at the bottom. And I think closely followed by Sheffield United. Villa are in the bottom half of it, but so I'll go with that. I think Norwich had a few goals have scored disallowed, and they might have had a few penalties overturned and stuff. So they've had, they're bottom of the league. Let's give them something to cheer them up. Do you know what I mean?
Happy days, Norwich fans.
There you go. Say that all again.
Take that into that form into next season.
You've won something.
Go on then, Hal. Who's your team?
Well, I actually want West Ham United, because the thing which sticks in my mind with VAR was that West Ham Sheffield United game. Yeah, the 90th minute, and that was so horrible because it did hit his hand, but his hand's in a natural position, and he's running with the ball.
He headed it on him, didn't it?
Yeah, flicked it on, and it's hit his hand, or his arm, should we say, somewhere. And another day, like last season, that's a goal. Even if they see it or not, if the ref sees that, they're giving it as a goal anyway.
That was as bad as
he slapped the ball forward.
No, he didn't. No. Grow up.
That was as bad as the Lucas Moura one when he was falling over and he just hit his hand.
Yeah. They've had a few others as well, West Ham. Another one I remember was that Chelsea game. Was it Chelsea or Tottenham? Chelsea. They won, Chelsea. And that was unlucky, the Souček thing, because they took 5 minutes to check it out. And if it's not clear and obvious, then why are they checking for 5 minutes? It's not clear and obvious, obviously. So they could give the goal.
The best part about the West Ham, they put Twist and Shout by the Beatles on when they score.
Yeah, they always do, I think, don't they? They do something stupid like that. That's a whole different subject of teams playing goal music when the fans aren't even there. Like,
I'm pretty sure I heard Darude Sandstorm coming out the Molineux one of the games.
Yeah. Derby did against us well in 96th minute when they nodded their Chris Martin header home. I thought, you little bastards. But I think West Ham for me.
Connor?
That's it.
Well, I would say Wolves, but
really?
Why? Because you won those 2 games against Leicester.
To be fair, I remember that Saints game, the one I went to in the Saints away end, and there was 3 VAR goals which weren't allowed.
Ridiculous
for Wolves.
Ridiculous.
And it ended 1-1. It ended 6-1. Wolves won. Loved every second of it.
Did you technically win that game as well?
Technically, yeah.
But I'm gonna go Wolves. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I'd actually go Forest just for that Chelsea FA Cup game. We should have had a penalty. They just didn't give it.
It's a hard one. I really know, to be honest. West.
You have got to think about it, haven't you? You got to see it, and you got to know it. And he's seen Wolves many times this season, so I'm going with Wolves.
Decide against yourselves then. Wolves. Do we think that sounds like a fair shout? I mean,
Wolves don't deserve it at all.
No,
what?
Dirty.
Come on.
I'd actually go. Sheffield United have been quite hard done by. They finished 9th this season, 8th this season.
9th.
Something
They're
like that.
bottom half in the end, weren't they? 11th.
Oh, were they?
Right, we'll shout it West Ham actually. Then we'll give it West Ham.
Double check that.
Yes.
We'll give it West Ham only because they came obviously near the bottom, so it really came. I know Villa did as well. But
Norwich finished 20th.
They weren't ever staying up, whether VAR or not. West Ham could have gone down because of VAR.
Todd Campbell's championship at best as well, by the way.
Ooh.
Overrated.
He is. He's their best player in a really bad side.
Anyway, Sheffield United did finish 9th, by the way. I'll just clarifying that one.
9th, okay, yeah.
And let's wrap this awards up with the main award. The reason you're all here is it's time to bring back our guy Roberto, and we've named an award in the Legend's honour.
He's presenting it.
And he's here now.
Just comes into the Zoom call. Just comes into the Zoom call with Roberto.
Hi guys.
You need his translator, remember?
Oh yeah.
Hola, amigos. Hola.
So we're looking for the guy. Are we excluding Roberto from this? Because someone would have said Roberto.
Oh yeah. No, he's excluded.
What?
No, Roberto's. Of course he is. It's just
how does the origin of the awards not win the award? Because against Burnley, that's why we're here. That's why we're still going.
That's why the award was created, because of Burnley away. He
So
cannot win his own award.
Anybody but Roberto.
Anyone but Roberto. So Alex, I'm guessing you had Roberto.
Our glorious England #1 Jordan Pickford is terrible. Like, who did they play the other day? Bournemouth.
Yeah.
The most recent one, it just went straight through him. But
it's Stanislas, wasn't it? Literally just.
It's terrible. If he's in there for us in the Euros, then
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a massive shame.
That's Tom. Put you on the spot now because you went for a cheat mode and had Roberto for his own award.
That's cheating. That's a glitch.
I've got a few. I thought De Gea against Chelsea recently in the FA Cup semi-final. That was a shocker, and that's not the first time he's done that this season.
He's up there. God, he's up there.
You had, I think, just Another one, Kepa for Chelsea against Newcastle.
Yeah.
The Isaac
Christ, he's
Hayden.
up there.
That Isaac Hayden one at St James's, and he just
Quaver.
just parried it.
Quaver
wrist. And one of my new all-time favourite players, Pepe Reina. I mean, I've never ever slagged him off on this podcast. You can check that ever. I've always spoke about him so highly. I thought when we signed him, I thought, wow. I remember saying to you boys, what a signing. Yeah, not basically. But
hey, you stayed up. He was in goal. Happy days.
Mate,
he did
against Leicester.
He did the old, what's it called? What's the song called?
Alabama or something.
Yeah, he was loving that. I saw him flying around the dressing room on Instagram Live. Yeah, he was loving that.
It was the one against, it was one against West Ham the other day where he jumped about 2 inches off the ground.
Oh, God. Jesus.
I thought he looked suspect against us, because when we played you at Villa Park, like I know the Pogba one, like and everyone's like, he's got bodies in front of him. He went about a metre inside the post. He just didn't move. He was stood in the middle of the goal. It went at such a pace that it went.
But the thing is, Tom.
Yeah.
Go on, Jordan. Sorry, go on, Jordan. Sorry.
No. I
was going to say, is he any better than Nyland? No, he's not. Like,
I just think. I think his value was just his experience and his that organisational, like a good voice, like the confident voice behind him. I think that's what
much better than Nyland's got, I think.
Yeah, but that Leicester one, Reina.
Oh yeah, wow. Mate, the amount of times we spoke about this on this podcast.
I know. That's
we're
why
so surprised when he came back.
I had to put it in there.
When he runs out, we're like,
I don't even know.
I remember you at the game. Me and Alex were watching it back at the flat, and we went, "What's he doing? Why is he running?" Pokes it home. Oh my God!
That's it. That's it for me.
Tommy might was the first one. I know.
Yeah. Pissing down with rain. Oh my God! 4-0. 4-0.
Go on then, Harv. Who did you have as your Roberto?
My Roberto was also Jordan Pickford, because any goal which is spoken about with Everton usually involves Jordan Pickford. Like, they speak about a goal, Jordan Pickford will be there'll be some problem with Jordan Pickford's positioning, his hands, anything to do with him will be involved in the goal. And therefore I actually really do like him as well, because I think I don't think he's a good keeper now anyway, by the way, but I think from the 2018 World Cup, he was just such a likeable character, and what he did for the team in that World Cup. So unfortunately, it is Pickford, but it's deserved, I'm afraid.
Connell?
David De Gea for me.
He is up there.
Too many mistakes. Kepa's also up there. I think if they really want to challenge for Prem next season, they'll have to get a new keeper, and he's definitely not worth 72 million. But I also think
he was the most expensive keeper, wasn't he?
Yeah. He's not.
Oh, do you know what I was reading earlier? He had like the worst save percentage in the league when they signed him. Chelsea are a massive club. He's in the recruitment department's gone. Right. I think to be honest, I think they were very much inspired by the United De Gea transfer. Like the parallels between them two as keepers, like they were probably thinking, we could do a similar thing.
Yeah.
72 million. See, they could have gone out and got Donnarumma from AC Milan, who's been a young keeper, who's played at a decent level.
How's he not moved yet?
He's on 200 appearances at 22.
He was very close to moving, but he didn't move, did he?
They could have got Pepe. They could have got Pepe from AC Milan on a short
loan. Bloody hell. I tell you, sorry, it's not completely off subject, but a bit off subject. A good keeper in the Premier League who I used to think was really bad, and he's had a few bad games since one bad game at Arsenal. Alex McCarthy.
He's a good goalkeeper. Yeah, he's a good.
He's not a bad keeper.
I think he's got maybe one of, if not the best, like save percentage going.
Did you see that chart? Did you see the chart with it had crosses caught and like saves completed? It was some chart they made. Alex McCarthy was up there, to be fair. He's not a bad goalkeeper at all.
Can I add
compared
another
to Angus Gunn? That Angus Gunn hasn't played since they lost 9-0. He hasn't played since then, which is a bit harsh, but at the same time, you can't concede 9 goals, can you?
Can I just add another one? And sorry, I'd say before at the start of the season didn't play very well was Dean Henderson. I know he's got a lot of praise this season, but that Liverpool game he cost them pretty much. And I think after that game, Chris Wilder did have a word, didn't he?
Like he was very critical of him.
Yeah, he was like, if he wants to be a top player, he's got to cut it out. And to be fair, he has been pretty pretty good afterwards, but he has made a few mistakes that's cost him.
I do think even after that situation, and Chris was very critical of him then, he carried on being critical with Henderson.
Yeah.
But I think it's more to do with the fact that he knows he's a United player, so therefore he can be sort of critical with him.
Yeah.
Like, unless you're going to commit yourself to Sheffield United, I'm happy to be critical of you, if you know what I mean.
So for this award, I think I'm gonna split this in two. Right, I'm gonna say a keeper. It's got to go partly to a keeper who's been consistently the worst of the year. So for that part of it, I think I'm gonna have to go with Jordan Pickford. De Gea had a good shout of it. He's had errors that cost us games.
Clap.
Well done, Jordan.
He had errors that cost us games, De Gea, but in the end, he actually came third in the Golden Glove with 13 clean sheets. So you look at it over a whole season.
Still,
yeah, I mean, on a whole, he's made some good saves at times. Jordan Pickford is like Joe Hart reincarnated. He's just too emotional to be a goalkeeper. Like he's got the Joe Hart issue that if you're a defender, you don't want to. And you can see Jordan Pickford's one of these getting riled up in the change room. You want to be like David De Gea. You never hear him speak or anything. Like, I mean, he's had some bad games, but even at his best, he was always never vocal. Just did his job.
He always looks like he's about to cry, though, De Gea, I feel. He always looks like he's just about to sob.
Glazy eyes, isn't he?
But Pickford, he's just... And he just seems like he just loses his focus because his head's he's too aggressive to be a goalkeeper.
He probably looked up to Joe Hart, is the issue.
Yeah.
He
That's the thing. He's same as Joe Hart was. Joe Hart was just... Like, you should be excited to play, but Joe Hart was like aggressive. Like, he wanted to go out and attack the game.
But
you're a goalkeeper. Yeah, like that. And that's what Pickford is. So when the ball comes to him, he's just, saving it, he's just too, he almost like attacking the ball when he makes a save. And he just loses his focus on it. So for worst keeper of the season, he gets that. But I'm going to also go for a worst mistake of the season. And you've had a few bad ones. But the one that always sticks out to me, and we have mentioned it, is that Pepe Reina one away at Leicester. It's not an obvious mistake, but a guy that slow should not be coming that far out of his box to try and make a tackle that he didn't actually go all the way for. So you're almost saying, just take the red, mate, at this point. It'd be less embarrassing. Just take the red. He didn't make the tackle, didn't get the ball, gets rounded so far out, and you just
Why the hell did he come for it? Why the hell did he try it?
And as well, a couple of weeks before when we went to Southampton away, he came up for a corner.
Oh, and he ran back like a turtle. I thought he ran back. He ran back with 100 kilograms on his back, trying to run back. Jesus Christ!
And they scored, didn't they? They scored.
His legs, Stuart Armstrong scored it. He is officially finished. Reina gone. He can't play Premier League again.
Figuratively now, so we've got Reina and Pickford holding the trophy together. So there you go. They can hold that proudly together. The trophy is just a bust of Roberto's head. So one arm on each. So I'd like to congratulate them on winning our most prestigious award, and thank you to all the awards winners for that. But mainly thanks to everyone who's listened to us along this season. We've really enjoyed making it, especially in lockdown. We've enjoyed having a few guests on. We've enjoyed keep making content, and we'll continue to do that through the next year and hopefully beyond. So thank you for all of those who's listened along to the podcast. Thank you to every time you've liked a video, watched it on YouTube, every time you started a podcast on Spotify. It really helped. Every time you've interacted with us on Twitter, and keep pushing on the podcast for all your friends, because we enjoy making them. And it's good to hear when you say you enjoy them and you've enjoyed listening to them. So thank you, lads, to all of you for being there each day this season. We've had some good laughs. We have fun, don't we?
Oh, we have fun, Alex.
We have fun.
Alex, we have fun, don't we?
I think we do. Yeah.
And thank you to all of those who've listened. We're going to be away now for a few weeks, but it won't be back long back. And when the season starts, we'll be there bringing you back with some great topics and things in discussion. So in the meantime, if you do have any ideas for things we can do in the new season, any ideas you have, maybe even ideas to maybe open up the Fantasy League a bit further and a bigger review from the Stands League next year to get a bit more competition going. So if you'd like to get that, we'll let you know on social media. So thank you, lads.
Cheers, Jordan.
Cheers. And we'll be back next season. So cheers.
Up the pod.
Not the eat your fucking McDonald's and shut up.
That concludes this week's episode and the series. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and like this video. You can also listen to our episodes on Spotify and keep up to date with us lads on our socials. Thank you for listening.
And here comes Hurst. He's got some people are on the pitch. They think it's all over. It is